Now we're beginning our video lesson after you've reviewed the vocabulary that pertains to this section and applying it. So here's example 1, reported versus measured. A survey of 1,046 adults conducted by Bradley Corporation, subjects were asked how often they washed, sorry about that, typo, washed their hands after using a public restroom, and 70% of the respondents said always. Identify the sample and the population. Okay, the sample is 1,046 adults out of all people surveyed. Okay, now what would better results be obtained by observing hand washing instead of asking about it? This was because survey was conducted and subjects gave a voluntary response there is a possibility the respondents were not truthful. Better survey is to view hand washing. All right. The second example. Determine whether the source given below has potential to create bias. Now remember, bias means we want it to tend toward a particular outcome. In a statistical study, a certain medical organization tends to oppose, okay, so they want it not to occur, the use of meat and dairy products in their diets. And that organization has received hundreds of thousands of dollars in funding from Animal Rights Foundation. So this is a bias in how it's approached and the money they received. So this one is biased because of the funding received from Animal Rights Foundation. Not that they would be, but they already had a presupposition to oppose the use of animal products in this diet. So there's a tendency for bias. In a survey, this methods below appear to be sound or flawed. So we're doing the word sound or flawed, and that was in our vocabulary list. In a survey of 800 subjects, each was asked how often he or she ate bananas. The survey subjects were internet users who responded to the question that was posted on a news website. Okay, so we're talking about a flawed survey. And that's because it is a voluntary response. That means you can or you won't respond to the question on a website. So that alone also makes it unattainable for and just anyone to respond. So it is flawed because it's not random. In other words, it's specific people who visit that news website. So that one was that. So again, we're going to do sound and or flawed. In a survey of 653 human resource professionals, each was asked about the importance of the education of a job applicant. The survey subjects were randomly selected by a pollster from a reputable market research firm. So this is sound. Because of randomly selected subjects, that means no bias. It's hit or miss who they're going to ask and who's going to respond by a third party. In this case, a market research fund. All right, so now we've learned about what the study is against what the population is or the sample is, and if it is sound or flawed or even biased. In other words, we're forcing the data to come out the way we want. So that's part A of our video lesson. Thank you for listening.